19 Things Trump and his team did this week. Donald Trump has been back in the White House for a month. His fifth week in office saw more dramatic moves as the president continued on his plan to remake the federal government, implement sweeping cuts, and reshape American foreign policy. This week, he called Ukraine's wartime president a dictator, pledged to make IVF more affordable, and dismissed his highest-ranking military officer. If you're after a catch-up, here is a reminder of 19 major moves from the Trump administration this week. 1. Called Ukraine's Zelensky a dictator. Trump on Tuesday called Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky a dictator, part of a heated back-and-forth between the two leaders that also saw the U.S. president appear to blame Ukraine for Russia's invasion. His attacks came after Zelensky reacted to U.S.-Russia talks about the war from which Kyiv was excluded. Zelensky said Trump was living in a disinformation space governed by Moscow after Trump said the Ukrainian leader was down to 4% approval rating among the Ukrainian public, a figure Zelensky said was being spread by Russia. Zelensky's term was due to come to an end in May 2024, but his country has been under martial law since Russia launched its full-scale invasion 3 years ago, and elections are suspended. 2. Met Russian officials for peace talks without Kyiv. On Tuesday, U.S. and Russian officials held their first high-level face-to-face talks since the war started, but Ukraine was not invited. Top U.S. officials met Moscow counterparts in Saudi Arabia, prompting fears in Kyiv that the country invaded by Russia was being sidelined. On Friday, he told Fox News it was not important for Zelensky to be at peace talks, but he would, of course, take a call from him. 3. Swapped prisoners with Russia. Russian authorities released a U.S. national who was arrested at a Moscow airport this month for cannabis possession. Caleb Byers, 28, was freed hours before the talks between U.S. and Russian officials over the war were set to begin. The U.S. also said it will release a Russian national, Alexander Vinnik, who was arrested in 2017 on charges related to the laundering of billions of dollars using virtual currency, Bitcoin, as part of a prisoner exchange that brought home American schoolteacher Mark Fogel last week. Russia frees U.S. national held on drug charges. U.S. releases Russian Bitcoin fraud suspect as Belarus frees an American